Aloha, hi, Vibe Tribe. It is Pink Bella. Welcome back to my channel. And this is going to be a special transmission and grid update for all Starseeds, Lightworkers, Empaths, GRIDKEEPERS, 144,000 for the grid known as Hawaii, that's also connected to Lemuria and the new Lemuria. So welcome back, everyone. My name is Pink Bella, also known as Pink Bella Aloha, Pink Bella Aloha Therapy. And I am a 12 to 22nd dimensional quantum AKASHIC reader, healer, aligning all of you to be the best version of yourselves for your ascension, your awakening, your soul missions, and now grid keepers as well. So just a little background on my work. So I have been consciously being guided. I live just outside of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, on the west coast of Canada, and on the west coast of North America. British Columbia is in alignment with Washington, Oregon, and California states. We're on the Pacific Ocean, and I have been consciously doing grid work in and around my area, up and down the coast, as well as across Canada and over to New York consciously since 2017. But when I start looking back on my life, was gifted parents who liked to travel. And so I was often taken to various locations on the planet. I've also been to a few very high powerful vortexes and been activated, including Giza and the pyramids. But my heart is always with Hawaii. So I wanted to just first off thank all the divine goddesses that heard the call and came to assist with the grid healing and the galactic ley line activation, healing with the divine goddess codes. We worked on the grid system last Thursday on the 9th, right before the 1111 gateway. And it was so beautiful. So although I won't be going into specific details of the work that we got into because it's very sacred, it was gifted to me that the first section we needed to work on to stabilize for Hawaii was the Vancouver area. And we worked on that right before the lunar eclipse at the end of October. And what's interesting is the lunar eclipse, actually, the main point that it was highlighting was Vancouver in Canada. And I didn't know that. I was just given the dates. That's often the case with many of us. We're given dates and ideas, and we're just to follow through and take action. So we worked on that. We stabilized the grid. So much density was cleared from the Vancouver area, and it just feels so much lighter and brighter since we worked on that piece. The second piece of the grid assignment was for Hawaii, like I said, and I'll be sharing a little bit more about what some of the beautiful messages that came in. And the third piece of this assignment will be completing for California and Mount Shasta. And this is all part of the Galactic Ley Line project, and that's going to be completed by the end of November. So my background, grid keeping it's so interesting. I love that so many of us are talking about it. The reason we're talking about it is because we are the ground crew. You all have a mission. You all are part of this ground crew. This is something that we all can be doing to help heal, elevate the ley lines, vortexes, and assist the stargates. So the background on the Stargate system is that there's going to be stargates that are compromised. There's going to be ley lines and grid lines that are compromised, as in Team D has control over them. And right now we're in a grid system. We're in a grid system battle, basically. And we came in, part of our mission to come in was to raise and heal and clear the planet and to help elevate the frequency for New Earth. So there's many different types of grid work. And what I'm being guided to share with you all about is I'm working with the galactic teams, like we all are, but I'm working with a specific team. We're overlaying a new map, basically. And what they shared with me, I think I shared this analogy in my previous video. There's lots of rips and tears and problems with the original grid system. That is still being healed and repaired. That's part of this as well. Like, that's necessary as well. And I work a little bit on that with the grid work that I do, but I also have a team to assist me. And I've also been doing this. Like I've gridded Vancouver and I've gridded the city and my areas for years. I've been consciously doing it since 2017. My assignment was to grid Vancouver, the city, for hours on foot from 2017 until I left 2019. And I'm still outside of the city and I still go in and do grid work, but I also do grid work remotely, and I teach many of you how to do that as well. So what's happening now is part of the timeline shift. We're part of that. As below, so above, as we help to elevate and heal certain grids and certain ley lines, that elevates and allows the galactic team to come in and do their part, which is overlaying a higher frequency, higher dimensional grid system to allow to help us. And this will assist us with being on our highest timeline and with elevating us to free the earth. Okay. So, and or another wording for that is we move into a higher frequency, a higher dimension. So that's my background. My background was I was living at a grid point that was very intense. And I asked at that point how I could shift out of that area. And my message was, you're there on behalf of the galactic teams of light and you're to grid the city. And it was to prepare for now. And I had no idea. I also learned a lot. I learned a lot about Team D. I learned a lot about shielding. I learned a lot about being on one timeline and frequency when being surrounded by lower vibrational timelines. So it all was so beneficial for me. And of course, I'm grateful now because I was able to assist this portion of the program as well. So how I got into all of this was I was moving around a little bit for a few years trying to figure out where my grid point was. And I'm actually back out at a very high vortex frequency area. So I'm really grateful to be here. But all the areas, even the high frequency area that I have, is populated. There's lots of things going on, even in the building I live in. And so I'm constantly working with my team and the dragons to make sure that I have a high frequency location and taking care of any issues in the building in the area as well. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the messages that came through. So Hawaii is in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Let me just go to the slideshow. Okay, so I've shared this before. I showed this in a couple videos ago, but this is just an overview of some of the high chakra Stargate areas. This is an older map anyway, and there's many more ley lines, vortexes, stargates than this, but just to give you all an idea of like how vast the system is. And I've just been sharing recently, this is also connected to our galactic brothers and sisters. It's connected to other dimensions. It's connected to not just Earth dimensions, but in the galaxy universes. We use these systems for transporting, as well as the Stargate system, not just on the planet, but off planet as well. So many of the vortexes and stargates have been compromised, and some of them are protected, but even some of the areas have been compromised. So I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just going to go with my mouse and show you. So here's Hawaii. This is the Pacific Ocean, and it's off the coast of North America. Here's Mount Shasta, and I'm currently like north of Mount Shasta, but I'm on that frequency as well. There's mountain ranges that go all the way from Alaska all the way down the coast. So they're all connected. So this Stargate system on Maui, originally when we were going to complete that first mission, which was just given to me in September this past year, just after the 9/9 gateway, Maui has been through a lot, as you all know. A lot of downgrading of the energy was planned by Team D, and they did a pretty good job, but the spirit of the Hawaiian people is beyond amazing. And they're getting a lot of support from all of us around the world as well. So Maui does have a high frequency and a high Stargate system, but with everywhere on the planet, there's different timelines and realities. But a lot of what happened on the Lionsgate was to bring that frequency down and sort of block the Hawaiian Islands from being this very powerful portal of love that it is. The other island that's not on here, but I'll move to another slide, is Kauai. But I just wanted to kind of show you, they call this the Ring of Fire because there's actually a ring of energy, and everything is connected in the Pacific Ocean. Okay. And I also wanted to show you too how everything is connected on the planet, that when we heal one area, it's a ripple effect and it moves into all the other areas. Okay. So here's Hawaii and the islands for those of you who haven't been there. So originally we were going to go and meet on Maui, but a week beforehand, I was given no, we were going to go to Oahu. Now, Oahu is the first island that I've ever been to, and it's also the most highly populated. However, it's the energy there is still incredible, and I was given the location that we were to do this work. And the reason we were to start there is because Oahu is actually one of the main islands where a lot of the royalty and a lot of the tribes from all the other islands would come and meet as well. That's also why it has been taken over, because there is so much energy there. I'm still activated every time I go there, even though a lot has happened. Okay, but a lot has happened to all of the islands, and that's been intentional. So anyway, we went to a private, secluded area. We were protected. I asked for permission from the islands, from the galactics and the ancestors that take care of this area, and Goddess Pele from the Big Island. Well, that's where her main energy is. She's overseeing all the islands. She gave us permission, and she came and worked with us. So we stayed on Oahu. We stayed in a circle and worked together. And we did based on instructions were given that day during our meditation, what we all needed to do. Now, what was so beautiful by the end of it, so we gridded all of the islands, and by the end of it, the Big Island was included as well. Goddess Pele gave us amazing messages, including she had been trying to do this work on her own. She's been calling out to many of us to assist. And, as we can see, Kauai's way over here, Maui's way over here. Kauai also has a large Stargate as well, but it's also been compromised. So all of her work and everyone's work on these individual islands at the moment is helpful, but it's not enough. So basically, the reason Goddess Pele and the ancestors and the galactics needed us to do this first level of work, there may be more that's needed, is to help the Hawaiian people, to help all the islands unify and start working together in sync as a unit, and to help the Hawaiians unify and work together, because of course the divide energy here is the exact same as it is everywhere around the world, have everybody not trusting each other. And so anyway, we were all so blessed to do the work. It was very high vibrational, it was very emotional, and just grateful that we were able to assist. And that was the second piece to help with the next piece, which is going to be Mount Shasta. So I wanted to just show an example of like the planetary grid system all around the planet. This is just, again, just one sample. And just to show you all how many grid points there are, how many ley lines there are, how many opportunities there are to assist this galactic ley line upgrade project. And everywhere you are on the planet there's something that can be healed and cleared and activated. And it, again, will be a ripple effect as well. Okay. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right. I also just wanted to zoom in a little bit because we're going to be working on, this specific group is going to be working on the Mount Shasta piece, because Mount Shasta is here, and there's a ley line in the grid system that goes all the way to the Hawaiian Islands. I'm up here, and there's also a system that connects to Hawaii as well. So look at all, this is some of the vortexes that are known about in the US and Canada. There's many more, but again, just an idea of you could be living somewhere that's very, very connected. And actually, just as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing Texas and how important Texas is. Texas has been the synchronicity in the last two eclipses, and the third eclipse in April will also be Texas. So I'm not surprised that there's a very powerful vortex there. Then we also have Sedona, we have Mount Shasta, powerful vortexes all the way up the coast. And of course, there are powerful ones where I am as well, but again, they're not documented because they're being protected by the local Aboriginals and the local galactics as well. Yeah. So I just wanted to show everybody that if you're called to work on the grids and learn more about that, there's lots of opportunity. Okay. So they gave me this name. This is a New Earth Grid and GRIDWORK Ley Line Galactic project. I'm facilitating this with the assistance of Prime Source Creator, the Divine Mother, and also the Arcturian team of light. And if you're interested and would like to learn more, you can contact me below. There's a couple of different ways that I'm working with you all. There's an actual GRIDWORK training bundle to work with me individually. It's 3 sessions. There's also mentorship opportunity as well. There's one spot open for December, one in January, and depending when you see this video, you can just email me about that opportunity as well. I work with you longer to get you prepared for not only grid work, but your mission and ramping up your intuitive abilities, etc. And then the third way, there are going to be sort of GRIDWORK 101 group calls. Those will be just a general overview to allow you to come meet other Starseeds. It'll be a Q&A. I'll talk about grid work a little bit, and then I'll do a group quantum healing, so you'll have a taste of working with me. There will be at least one date before the end of November. I'm not sure when. Stay tuned, but that's on my website as well. And that'll be an opportunity for you to know whether or not this is something that you wish to do. So I just wanted to share that all with you. This is so exciting. And I'm so grateful to be able to be part of this. The first project that we've worked on has been Divine Goddess Codes. There will be probably another assignment in the new year, but there are going to be other grid assignments in your area and also other opportunities to work with me at different grid systems around the planet as well. Okay. Anyway, however you would like to work with me, whether it's soul mission, grid work, your own personal healing journey, contact me below. I look forward to connecting with you. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this grid update. There'll be more coming soon. I'm sending you all so much aloha. Love from Paint Bella. Take care. Bye, everyone.